me, Bex from the Wide Boot Company, for a bitting clinic with Angela from Equine Bitting Solutions. So it's a well, sunny day today, like not really hot but sunny, thank goodness, because we had the most horrific day with the rain yesterday. As you can see, everything is all soggy and gross. I'm not quite sure why Estrella is bugging me here because guys, let's not squash me, thank you. Yeah, she has got hay out in the field as Atia is over there eating in the background, but for some reason Estrella is not happy with that hay. She wants this hay that Elf is eating in the barn and wants to be involved. You've always got to be involved, haven't you? Yes, because you're 2.5 now and everything is exciting and interesting. Yes, you're a pain. You're a pain. Yes, you are. You're a pain. Yes, but I do love you. I do love you, yes. What are you doing? Yes, anyway, so the reason I was going to do a vlog is because I have got a lady coming tomorrow to do a bit fitting. So I first saw her on TikTok. Her name is Angela and she is, oh thank you Ollie. Ollie, what are you doing? Yeah, sorry, she is from, I think she's from Essex or Kent. So she's quite a way away from me because I'm in Dorset. And she is on TikTok and she does bit talks. So she calls them bit talks. And they are little sort of snippets of looking at different bits, how they work. She explains why they're dressage legal or not dressage legal, or what, you know, certain bits can do for a horse or be bad for a horse, you know. So I really like her videos, and she also owns a Spanish horse that she demonstrates all these bits on. So she is very, very aware of the shape of Spanish horses' mouths. They can be quite different to thoroughbreds and, you know, other breeds. They can have very big tongues and small mouths. So sometimes it's quite difficult to find a bit that will fit in there easily. And from my point of view, Elf had this horrible embedded wolf tooth when I first got him from Spain. So it was unerupted under the gum and he had to have a big operation that cost a fortune to get it taken out because they had to sedate him so much and dig out this tooth from the gum because it was very fibrous gum over the top where it had been there for a while and been very irritated. So yeah, we realised he was not happy because every time I went to put the bridle on him he would shoot backwards and break the baler twine if he was tied up, and he was just obviously very unhappy. So we realised there was an issue, and obviously with lockdown it wasn't able to be done as quickly as I would have liked to have done because they were only doing emergency veterinary cases at the time. So he had to have a little wait before we could do it, and I've never really found a bit that I'm 100% happy with. So at the moment he is in a neutral verben dend. That has been the best one we found so far, and actually sometimes now we've got our contact a bit better. He is quite settled in that a lot of the time, but he just still has this awful habit of chomping away on the bit. So especially when you're stood still or doing walk work, he's like this. And it is an Iberian horse thing. A lot of them are very, very busy in the mouth, particularly when they're a bit younger apparently, but it's really annoying and it does lose us a lot of marks in the dressage, especially because the judges obviously see it as, you know, it doesn't look very nice and it just makes him look like he's not on the contact properly. So I'm hoping that Angela can speak to us about that and find us a couple of other options that we might be able to try, see if there's something maybe that he likes better, or that might help him stop doing this chomping all the time. I think, you know, it's a bit of a bad habit rather than anything else now, but we'll see if she can help. I am not a fan of super tight nosebands. I don't agree with it. I know some people would just say, oh, stick a flash on him and do it up really tight, or tighten up the cavison and use a crank noseband and stop him from moving his mouth. I don't agree with doing that. I don't like it, and he doesn't like tight nosebands. So you know, that is not the way I'm going to go with it. And if I end up having a horse that chomps like that forever and he's comfortable doing that, that's what we stick with. But yes, so we're hoping she can find something else. I'm hoping that she's going to let us do a vlog about it, because I've got Sophie coming to help. So yeah, she's going to come and video. Look at his poor eyes from all the midge rubbing. It's got so bad. We've had so many midges this year. It's like I've tried everything to try and stop him rubbing, but even with a fly net on, he just rubs his face on everything. Anyway, that's an aside. So yes, I'm really hoping she'll be able to let us do a vlog with her as she comes, and Sophie can help me record it. And I'm also hoping that we might be able to look into possibly a double bridle option for him, because I'm at a stage now I would like to use a double bridle for some things, showing mainly, and also possibly the dressage. But it would be, yeah, interesting to see what she thinks in terms of his mouth and what might suit his mouth in for a double. So yeah, so let's see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be a really good meeting. Right, so it's the morning of the bitting with Angela. She's just rung me and she's on her way, so I'm just getting the horses in, giving them their feeds quickly, and then I'm just going to put Elf's saddle on him and make sure that he's ready for us to do the clinic. So here he is. You ready to come in, Elf? Elfie? Coming in? Yes, I've opened it. I have opened it. You could only to open it more. Come on. Right. So, go grab his food and get his rug off and chuck some hay over into the others as well to keep them quiet while we're doing what we're doing. Yes, haven't had the best morning so far because my delivery, which was meant to be here yesterday originally and now was meant to be here today, is now still delayed, which I'm really quite upset about actually, because I've got my Raphael Sauté lesson tomorrow and I was planning to use the pair of boots that are my ones to model and get some nice photos while we were there at the Raphael Sauté clinic at beautiful Pepperwood Park. So really disappointed about that and not very happy with the couriers, to be honest, about how that's gone down, considering the momentous amount of money they charge me to get things posted. So anyway, that's another story. Let's just move on from that and try and enjoy the bitting clinic. Sophie's here! I haven't seen Sophie for ages! So, got him in the shelter and he's just had his brekkie. So you're just going to tack him up, well, put his saddle on. So when Angela arrives, she wants him just to have his saddle on, ready. So yeah, and I'll have his bridle and my hat and everything out. So I just need to get the mounting block out. Obviously, I only have my little riding paddock to do this testing out of bits and things. So hopefully that will suffice. And I'm in my old country boots as well today because it's got so muddy already. I'm back in those. I've been having a little chat with my supplier about those because I have had more people asking about country boots again. Every time I say never again, but I'm thinking of bringing them back as a pre-order only. So people that really want them, you can pay for them and pre-order them, and it will work like that. But just in discussions with my supplier regarding that, so they may be coming back. And I have to say, it has been quite nice to have them the last few days where it's been so boggy in here. Anyway, right, so enough of that. I better crack on and get him ready. So yeah. So Angela's here now, and we're just got Elf's saddle on, so we're just going through the beginning of the appointment now. So you want to ask me some stuff, don't you?
Right. So at the moment we have the neutral verbing end, loose ring, and a drop nose band.
Yes.
So what would you like to change about the feeling you get in this?
So I need to explain about his tooth. So when he arrived from Spain, he had an unerupted wolf tooth, and it was underneath the gum and it was really sharp. So because it was locked down, I couldn't get it taken out straight away. I had to wait until the vets were open. Yep. So he lived with it for 6 months, and it was getting progressively more and more hard to get the bridle on him. Yep. He was in a bomber's happy tongue at this point. Yep. Then when he went to the vets and had the x-ray and they found this horrible sharp tooth, obviously we knew why. He was so funny about his mouth. Yep. That's healed, and that was, what, 2 years ago that was operated on now. But he's still just a little bit guarded in his mouth, and the thing that I'm really struggling with is the constant chomp. So when he stood still, we get the chomp, 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 and when he's walking, we get the chomp, 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 head flick, jump, jump, head flip. When we're trotting and cantering.
Down.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and obviously with dressage judges, they're just like, oh, tension. And it's like, actually, sometimes he doesn't feel very tense to me. He feels all right, but it looks bad.
So, very common issue. As a lot of you know, I've got Spanish, horses in Spanish. Had Spanish horses many years, been in Spain on and off over the many years, grew up there. So, very well versed with the breed and what they like. So, going forwards, we need to settle them out. A lot of Iberian horses aren't perhaps too keen on loose rings.
Yeah.
Because what happens with a lot of Iberians, they're very intelligent, they're very forward thinking, they're very smart horses. These can just give a little bit too much missed information. It's not very direct. They can move it around, they like to play with it to keep their minds busy. We want everything still. So your rein aid is that, not this going on.
Okay.
Because they have a tendency to move in and out of the contact as well. So you lose that bit of contact, everything's very mobile. So we want everything to be really direct, keep aids very subtle, very soft to this, instead of having to be too mobile. He'll go, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm just going to do what I want to do. A little bit of tension with the chomping, we need to quieten all that down so your rein aids become subtle, direct, easy for him to understand.
Yeah, so I did have him in an egg butt. The Bombers was an egg butt, and I tried him briefly in a single jointed egg butt snaffle. He was okay in it, but this was actually what's in best for him. Like he's gone best in this, which I was a bit like, again, like you said, loose rings not great for them, but out of all the things I've tried for him with the egg butt sides, he's actually been better in this. So just so you know. So
your Bombers, the happy tongue may have been too much too soon if he's not coming through from behind. Right. It acts as a little bit of a handbrake sometimes. Okay. That he might back off and do this again because he's not quite into it coming through from behind. Obviously he's only 10, so he's only just finished growing and developing
as well for 10.
He's green, so, he's learning. You can see from his body shape, you know, it's just finished growing. He's got a lot more muscle to build up, which is what the work that you're doing at the moment. Once he becomes stronger in the body, you'll find he'll be happier to be more in the hand. At the moment, he'll just be, oh, I'm a little bit unsure. We need something that's going to perhaps be a bit more weighted to get him there, rather than the usual Iberian of
tucking up
and tucking back to give you that feel down the road. Okay. Because in this, if he's a little bit mobile, you're losing him with that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm happy with the bit. Good lad. You know, it was very hard to just get the headpiece over his ears back when he was sore with that tooth.
Well, you're going to get some residual behaviour, obviously. You know, he's going to be quite apprehensive. We won't push him too much. We don't want to upset him.
You're fine, Elsie. We're just having a look.
He's got quite fleshy lips, very typical Spanish.
Yeah.
Good lad. Good boy. He's just going to look.
Elsie is.
Yeah, good lad. Good lad. Good boy.
I know he's got a bit of a sharp one again at the moment as well.
Good lad. So we've got quite a large tongue in there, very typical Spanish.
Yeah.
One thing I will advise, although he's only 10, regularly checking his lips for melanomas, any hard skin that starts to form. He's a little bit too young for that just yet.
Yeah.
However, in a few years' time, you know, it's something to really keep an eye on.
It's why I didn't want a grey horse. I wanted a mare and anything but grey, and of course.
See, I didn't want a white one either. But I've got one.
Especially with my field set up and no hose.
But always check, because they can start forming on greys sort of early teens. It's best to catch them quite early.
So what would you be looking for?
Just
what do they look
lumps,
like?
Just
like a warty sort of thing? Or?
They could be long, they could be round. It's just a hardening of the skin on the lips.
Right.
Be very aware of here, because they can form, and what happens, they can change the way the corners of the lips sit with the bit. So they will go hard, they will go lumpy, but it's advisable to just check once a month.
Okay.
Run fingers round just so you can feel if there are any growing there.
Okay.
Because the melanomas can form on the inside, but you can't see them.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of grey horses get melanomas, but that can be one of the first places that you can feel, as well as under the tail. So keep an eye. It can be a good indication of any changes.
Okay.
So at the moment, we've got a little bit of tartar on the lower tush, but that's fine. I can't see any redness there. We've just got that little bit there. Good lad. Have a little feel. So he's got quite delicate bars. He's quite small and petite there on his bars, but overall we won't push him because of the previous teeth problem, but you can see now he'll start to settle how large his tongue actually is when he settles. See how thick? Super. Good lad.
Good boy.
So we won't upset him any further.
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say was I put a bridle on him at a show a couple of weeks ago that I didn't realise I hadn't adjusted the top, and it was a bit low in his mouth, and I went into the warm-up with it on like that because I didn't notice initially. He went beautifully in it like that, and then I was like, oh, he's going really, really nicely, and then I got off, and then I was like, oh, that's like definitely, you know, it was like, it was here.
The thing you've got to be careful of with taking a bit too low.
Yeah.
So male horses have tushes, canine these teeth. Mares very rare. You've got to be very careful that if that bit is too low, if you come with the camera, if it's too low, the tushes are here. I won't open his mouth because he gets upset. You're risking the bit
banging on it.
I
did wonder if he was trying to evade it, and that's why he was
over. It can flip in front of the tush.
No, that sounds bad.
Which we don't want the bit to hang low enough. The tush is here. We don't want that flipping over and catching
and panicking them. And
yeah.
No, I just thought it was interesting because he suddenly went into the most beautiful light contact, and I was like, oh, you know, what's going on here? Then I was like, oh no, that doesn't look right though.
But
we definitely haven't got any wrinkles.
Too low, you're just risking catching those teeth and hooking over the top, especially as he's chompy and likes playing with the bit as well.
Yeah, do you think this is a habit chompy, or is this a pain chompy?
No, very common. We haven't seen him move yet, however you would have noticed other stuff with your instructor. Very, very common in Iberian horses. It does settle down as they get older.
Yeah.
You'll find it happens a lot when they're learning new work, or when work becomes a little bit difficult perhaps. But it does settle down as they progress. As he gets stronger, as he starts to build up through his top line, so he'll start building up more here and over the back, and that's when he'll start to settle a lot more. As he rides into the contact, so you're there with your contact, rather than if he's a little bit on and off.
Yeah, I mean, he has got better, hasn't he? So, I mean, Faith's followed our journey for the last sort of year and a half or so, and he has definitely got better than he was.
Super.
But it's definitely a work in progress.
Yeah, but you'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Right, I'll get on him.
You're training at the moment.
Just always contact. We're sort of working at medium level.
Yeah.
So lateral work. That's why the pole's there. We've just started trying to do compliance training on the pole.
Fab.
Which he's kind of getting the hang of. But trying to do anything without a pole is a no. But I do struggle with the simple changes, and I think part of that is because I'm so worried about his mouth, and I don't like the whole, you know, I know I'm using my seat to try and get the counter to walk.
Go you can ride it easy.
Okay.
Uber easy.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at generally. I'm not really competing much at the moment. The only competing I'm doing is more showing.
Yeah.
I did the IPS and we did dressage to music, medium, which I thought went alright actually, but the judge was quite mean, but he was quite mean to lots of other people as well, so I didn't take it too personally.
The meanness was spread around.
Yeah, directed personally at me. Yeah, I mean, see this, he never used to stay nice and still like this a year ago.
Fab, so you've got progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just go through your usual warming up routine that you do.
Yeah, so, oh, want me to just do it? Or
Yeah, and what does it consist of? What's your...
Yeah, so normally we just do a little bit of sort of legging and things like this, just to start engaging the hind end a bit better. Then once we've done a bit of walk work doing that, then we sort of pop up some trots. Yeah, we'll sometimes do a bit of shoulder in. Sometimes a bit of pass normally once we've done a bit of other stuff in our pass. But yeah, and then some transitions, walk and trot, and because we do a lot of the working equitation stuff, sometimes I'll just maybe like, you know, do the sideways hold with him, or a rein back, or you know, things like that.
Fab. So really moving him around, getting him working out his body, moving his shoulders, moving his horses, keeping everything moving independently.
Yeah.
Fab.
Yeah.
So let's see your warming up routine.
Yeah, the other problem I have in here, obviously we're on a slight slant. So there's some areas of this paddock will move better in than others.
Yeah, that's fine.
When we start, I usually just try and keep him on a quite long rein and get the forwardness.
Yeah.
Because half of the problem with the contact is keeping him forward. So yeah, you can see he's just with this backing off. It's quite frustrating.
Yeah.
And I've tried to work really hard on keeping my hands still, but it's quite hard when the horse is moving a lot to keep your hands still. And chomping and pulling and yeah.
So we can definitely bit to give you more feeling.
Yeah.
And also instead of tucking back, to get him just stretching towards your hand a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give you a little bit more feel in the hand.
Yeah.
A, it will help with his confidence, and B, help for stability.
Yeah.
Change the frame a little bit to get him a little bit more seeking of the contact. Give you more feeling in your hand, and then you keep your hand still.
Yeah.
So just to give him more stability to seek for, rather than this kind of rein aid. You see here, just a little bit of rein aid goes on and he can tend to back away from it.
Yeah.
Rather than just lengthening a little bit and working through over the withers.
Yeah.
So bit wise, we've got contact on and off all over the place. He's not going into the contact. You can get him forwards, but you're still not getting him into the contact enough. The little bit of mouth movement isn't as bad as you're probably thinking. We have a few little moments, but you'll see in the video, nothing terrible, you know, a lot worse. Ideally, I want to give you a bit more feel in the hand, so then you can get him working, get this bit moving, rather than just tucked away from it. And this, we want a bit of this going on, so he's using the trapezius muscle here to give you a bit more lift and power.
Yeah.
So we're going to change to something completely different. He needs a little bit of confidence in the contact to travel.
Yeah.
Because as you're going up further in the levels, you're going to end up being penalised for incorrect frame. We're getting very hot on it now, very hot, no contact. He needs to just push forwards into your contact a little bit more. Then you can get your leg on. You'll have so much more scope to move him to move him around and get that power.
He doesn't clunky with his Spanish walk.
He's all right. but just to give him a little bit more direct rein aid and confidence in the contact, because otherwise you're just getting this, developing this muscle instead of up here. You can see we've got this scoop coming in. We want all up here to develop, not here.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go and get him changed. From loose ring to egg butt to start with. This provides a little bit more stability. We're also going heavier. Feel how heavy?
Oh, okay.
This is a single joint. It's a very simple bit. It's called the Novo Contact. I've had great success with these on a lot of horses that chomp. They can help to settle the tongue and also help the horse to seek the connection. Because in this, you've got so much on and off going on. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. So with this, the benefit of this, you can give the rein, let the bit do its job to settle him rather than having to get, like you say, you feel a bit busy in the hand.
Yeah.
With this, you can give, so the bit does its job in settling rather than you having to try and do that. It also works on the sides of the lips. It gives really clear aids and nice confidence in contact, which is kind of what he needs. You can really sort of open him up a little bit.
You're going a bit
Right, let's get him changed.
Right.
Oh, little mister.
And you think the drop nose band is a good idea for him?
It's not on tight, it's fab.
Yeah. He doesn't really like.
So if we leave your bridle
Are
on,
you going to leave it on?
yeah,
Right.
we just undo your cheek pieces.
Okay. Again then?
Stop. Little mister.
Why are you angry, Elfie? Angry.
But he's obviously done this for quite a while and you've had the issues with his teeth. So you can understand his apprehension with the bit, seeking the contact.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as if he's being naughty, this is just residue left from that type of behaviour where he's, you know, he's very protected and guarded, as you say, with his connection.
Yeah.
So when using these types of bits, this is a Springer bit, very important, it has an arrow on the left. It always goes on the left, pointing forwards. Because if you're doing dressage and it's on round the wrong way, you get eliminated. As Charlotte,
a very top level person had that happen
someone,
recently.
name begins with C, but it happens a lot. It's very common. Judges are now really on this. There's going to be a lot of changes going forwards in dressage. So guys, always check your rule books because a lot of changes are happening.
Right.
Right, little mister.
Helpful.
Put that on.
Is that this side?
He's kind of used to you, right?
Come on.
His mouth first.
I'm going to put his mouth right.
His mouth first.
Hang on, let's just get him around here so he's not chomping.
Would you let me do
Problem,
it?
isn't it? Yes, probably would. Come on, it's fine, it's just a bit. Oh, come on, babe.
There we are. So to begin with, we just get the bit on. A bit on the cheek piece, then we get a rein on for safety in case anything happens, and then we make the adjustments.
Okay.
There we are, good lad. Now this is going to feel very strange, very different for him, but it's a very simple bit. You may make some more adjustments when you're on board. So this is something that's very common. Obviously it's residual behaviour from when he had the issue with the wolf tooth. Just a little bit unsure.
You right?
Let's go.
Come on. Come on.
But this behaviour that has gone on, it's quite habit formed.
Well, I'm glad you're not saying, oh, he looks in pain with it, That's what's concerning me, that he's sore somewhere.
No, it's a very common behaviour. You will get it with a bit of anxiety perhaps as well. If he's a little bit anxious, learning stuff. Really, really common.
He's seeing the whip.
But he doesn't have to talk about that. When he matured, we'll stop.
Yeah. done much when I got him because he was 7, but he'd only done like 2 competitions, I think, and that was about it. So
yeah. Did he come from Spain?
Yeah.
Been in a Pelham?
No, he had him in a single jointed egg bun, I think.
We don't want Spanish pork. So we're kind of in between
Holes.
Yeah.
Right.
But for the sake of starting now, we should start. You might have to come up some, but I need a bit more stability.
Yeah.
I just don't want it hitting on his tushes.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say, you know, he is a horse that likes his work, and he'll come into the shelter if he sees I walk up with a saddle, so he's not, you know, he likes his work. It is just this in our problem.
That looks fun.
Let's start the circle around me. Where would you prefer to be?
Back up now. Otherwise we see things overhead that are interesting to look at, or, you know, things being passed on the road that are interesting.
So we're going to start with this. Just let him walk.
Got him on a very loose
Leg
rein.
on. This is perfect. Just let him feel that it's different. Want him to feel that it's weighted. He doesn't need the weight of your hand on the rein to seek the contact.
Okay.
So everything becomes very still, very subtle, very minor rein aids. Now he wants to come to me. So he wants to cuddle. So you're going to have to keep your outside rein. But already we can see the mouth, he's a lot quieter, he's having to think about it.
Yeah, I can feel those little cogs in his head, they're like,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah.
We're getting the nose in a different place. You'll see from the other videos how the frame is starting to change. Now this is not a miracle fix. If it was, my job would be so easy, fabulous. If only it worked like that. Every horse is different. Every horse will respond differently, and every rider obviously rides different as well. So what works for one may not work for another. However, at the moment we're seeing a nice change of frame. He's very relaxed. He's having a think. And let's change the rein.
And I'm assuming this is BD legal.
Yep. It is indeed.
With all of their numerous changes.
Yes. So here it's good. As we change the rein, I just want to think back, closing shoulder blades together behind your back. Not much rein aid. Now push forwards again. Good lad. Close the shoulder blades, close down the walk a little bit. Good. And then pushing forwards again. Both legs on. Just letting him walk, letting him feel that you haven't got to be there for him to stay nice and soft. Good. Pushing forwards again. Lengthening the frame, just lengthen the stride a little bit. Good lad. And now we take up your contact through your outside rein first. So we give him a bit of stability through the outside rein to help keep the body upright. We don't want him wobbling everywhere. We need quite a strong inside leg just to keep him through and onto the outside rein.
Yeah.
How does he feel already?
Definitely feels stiller, I would say.
Yeah. Just thinking of elbows bent, floaty arms, open palms. Good. A little bit of leg on. Little sponge, inside rein, give the inside rein, put the inside leg on. There you go. Good, correction aid, sponge.
So that was the first chomp we've had.
We just had a look. Yeah. I want him to chew. We don't want him completely still so he's full of tension.
Yeah.
We want to chew and a lick of the lips. So here, 2 sponge squeezes inside rein. Let's see what we get. Good lads. Keep your outside rein. Good. Give your inside rein a little bit. Leg on, push forwards, correct him. Good lad. Good, there. Good lad. So now we've got longer strides coming. He's starting to relax and really change the frame. We can see that in the video. Good lad. Change the rein again. When everything's good and going great, just sit really still. Good lad. boy.
been my problem. I feel like I've never been able to sit still on this
Correction.
horse because it's always been a tug of war between us.
Yeah, you've just got to be aware. You've got having a correctional aid for something undesirable. He'll soon learn. Squeeze, squeeze. There you go.
Stop.
He stops straight away. This is what we're telling him. When you're still and you're listening, nothing much happens. When you get jumpy, we have a little squeeze, squeeze. Excuse me. Like. And again, little squeeze, squeeze. Good. Well done. Again. So don't take the hand over, bring it out.
Bad habit.
Open the door, we invite for that. And what happens? We're going on a circle this way. We want your shoulders leading on the circle so his shoulders follow yours.
Yeah.
If we take the inside rein and put it over there, your shoulders point that way. He's going to go crooked.
Yeah.
We want his shoulders to follow yours, thinking forward when you do half pass or your lateral work. When you want to lead with your shoulder, we want him to follow you.
Yeah.
So if you cross the inside rein at this stage, he's going to think, what?
Yeah. He's settled again now.
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of a test out.
But he will.
Yeah.
Like I say, he's quite green. He's learning about it all. It's not going to be a magic fix. However, we want him more confident. So up into trot when you're ready. Better. Don't be afraid to push him forward. Take your hands a little bit wider for the lovely. How do you feel there?
Yeah, really nice actually.
More leg. Hands wide, open the inside.
Oh, wow.
Keep your weight a little bit more to the outside. Bring your right shoulder back. There, well done. Right shoulder back. Use your shoulders, not your hands so much. Good. More forward. How did he feel?
Nice.
Speed, spans. Good. Push forwards again. Good. All you need for correction is just a little squeeze. Good. More leg on.
Yeah, that feels
Wonderful.
nice, yeah.
Feeling more confident?
Yeah, definitely going forward more.
Correction. Give the rein again. Reward. Wide hand. Good lad. You feeling finding his prey?
Yeah.
There. Well done.
He doesn't like this bit here because it's slipperier. That's why we've always had that. He had a few
Push
little
on
slips.
here, push forward, and then use over there to close the trot down. Little bit of collection. Here, you squeeze, train the rein, use your body, keep your outside rein. Good. More leg pushing forwards here. Squeeze, squeeze. There, let him. Good. There, starting to get there. Well done. Good. How did you feel?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Super.
Nice. That was nice because normally
Back to
at
walk.
the end of that extended bit, he would then chuck his head up to balance himself.
Just got to get
normally.
used to hands here, not here, not here.
Yeah.
There. 2 squeezes correction, give the right, let the feet do the job to
Yeah.
settle him. How did he feel overall?
Yeah, I mean definitely much more settled than he has been. And then the rain came.
Just gone to get her coat. She's done, she's had it. She's like, my work here is done, I'm gone.
Seems better in it, doesn't he?
His frame looks so much nicer. He looks he's just not moving his mouth at all, really. That's my weak leg as well. Yeah, no, he's a lot rounder.
Yeah. So, I know people think it's me riding, but it's just hard when it's constantly keeps following against you. Yeah, she's got a black coat on now. It's going to kill you. It's going to kill you, Elsie.
How did it feel?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Change in a short amount of time. This is the test. I know it's raining, but just to give him a few minutes. You're never going to fix this within 10 minutes.
Oh, no, I know.
If only. If only. However, a lot
Good
better
boy.
from the ground. You'll see from the videos how much more settled he's starting to become. For him, a horse that has done this habitually for a long time, it's a massive step forward.
Yeah.
Massive step. He was more confident, he let go through the body, started to cover the ground, finding out where his balance is, which is fab.
Yeah.
Relaxed in the jaw, we can see we've got nice lipstick.
Yeah.
But relaxed in the jaw. So there, little squeeze, squeeze, correcting. Good, sit.
Great. I'm going to hop off.
Good lad.
Don't get any more soaps. Oh, right, well, thanks very much for coming, because I feel like that's that has really helped. You definitely, I feel like that's a huge. See, normally when we're stood still, we get chompy chomp. So now we're going to get grassy grass. Yes. So how much is this bit? More to the question.
To buy those, they're around £140, but you can pick them up second hand for about 60 quid.
Right. Okay. Right, and you're going to write that on my sheet.
Write it all down for you.
Exactly
yeah,
what it is.
write
So,
everything down for you. But these are fab for stability and confidence in the contact.
yeah.
The idea is what happens when a horse is into the contact, the rider can get a little bit busy.
Yeah.
So what these do is say to the rider, just keep the hands still, let him get the confidence from the bit, let it do its job, let him settle, and then start asking a little bit more.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, okay. You'll find you'll be able to sit more still, everything will become more subtle, much more subtle. You'll be able to push, bring him back, push him forward, bring him back, everything will just stay as it should be.
Cool. Right. Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Lovely to meet him. And you.
Thank you. So I snuggled up in my bed because it's a bit cold. I actually recorded most of this about a month ago now. So the weather's definitely changed, although we did have rain on the day. But yeah, I've obviously had more of a chance to ride and do things with the new bit because I did invest in one in the end. I couldn't find one second hand, which was really annoying. And in the end, I was like so desperate to get going, I just ordered one. So yeah, it's going really well actually. It has definitely been a positive improvement for him because I've done a competition and that went well. I'm going to put about that in another vlog. And I've had a couple of clinics and lessons and he is definitely reaching forward into the contact more and stiller. We're definitely not getting all this messing around with his mouth as much. So it's worked. I'm really pleased. So yeah, thank you very much to Angela for coming, seeing us, and yeah, let's see how we go. But definitely recommend Angela to you if you are having issues with your horse or just want her to come and have a look and give you an idea of, you know, what might suit your horse better. So yeah, well worth it, well worth it. Yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed the vlog and don't forget to go and check out Angela's website. She's over at Equine Bitting Solutions. If you're on TikTok, I'd really recommend following Angela Equine Bitting Solutions on there. Her little bit talks that she does, as she calls them, are so informative, where she shows different bits and what they do and how they work. Very informative. And also I'd like to say a massive thank you to Soph for coming along and videoing for me. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you would like to be notified of future videos.